Okay, so this is the next one. This is solving a LPP graphically. Okay, we're going to solve it graphically, very specific graphically. In case the question doesn't specify graphically, you can easily see there are only two variables, x1 and x2. When you have two variables, you have two axes, x1 and x2. This is x1 axis, this is x2 axis. So when you have two variables, you can go for graphical. So it is easier that way. Graphical method not recommended. This particular problem can also be solved using a simplex method, but we are going to solve it graphically because the question is very specific. Okay, so now the question here is maximize z, 3x1 plus 4x2. There are two constraints, x1 plus x2 less than or equal to 450, 2x1 plus x2 less than or equal to 600, a non-negativity constraint. Okay, fine. The first step is, before you draw the graph and all, I have already drawn it for convenience sake. We are going to what we are going to do is, we are going to first convert the constraints. We take the first constraint. The first constraint is very direct, x1 plus x2 less than or equal to 450. Okay, here what we are going to do is, we are just going to put it as equal. Alright, simple. Now I am drawing a table. Okay, so here the first step is to put this, these are 2 points, x1 and x2 is a point, so here will be 1 point and here will be second point. So it's easy to draw a line when you have two sets of points. Okay, so now first step is to put any one value as 0. So if x1 is 0, what will happen to x2? So we are going to do the calculation way, because I usually don't. This looks neater if you only have the problem. So I'm going to put a rough row here, and I'm going to do my calculation. Rough. So if x1 is 0, what happens is 0 plus x2 equal to 450. So x2 is equal to 450. 0 comes this side also, doesn't matter. So this becomes 450. So x1 is 0, x2 becomes 450. The second set of points is, this becomes 0. So if x2 is 0, it is x1 plus 0 equal to 450. So therefore x1 equal to 450. So here my points are x1 comma x2. My points are 0 comma 450 and 450 comma 0. These are my points. Okay. Second constraint. Second constraint is 2x1 plus x2 equal to 600. I am directly doing it, equal to 600. Same, I am going to find two sets of points. So I have x1, x2. If this was 0, this becomes 0, x2 becomes 600. If this is 0, x1 becomes, here the calculation is a bit different. If x2 is 0, so 2x1 plus 0 equal to 600. So x1 equal to 600 divided by 2, that is 300. This is how I get my points. So my points are x1 comma x2, 0 comma 600 and 300 comma 0. Okay, so there I have my points. I am going to first mark the points for the first constraint. Okay, here My first point is 0, 450. So here I have x1. I have already marked 50, 100. Each point is 50, 50 increment till 500 I have drawn. And here in x2, this is x2, I have drawn till 600. Okay, I have drawn till 600. So now what happens is, I'm going to draw the first point, 0, 450. So in x1 the value is 0. Okay, x1 is 0, x2 is 450. So this is my point, first point. The second point is, in x1 the value is 450, in x2 the value is 0. So 0 la 450. This is my point. That is why we put 0 actually. It is easier to mark. So I have my 2 points. I am going to draw the line. I will draw and then we will continue. Okay, I have drawn. I have used a pen to draw because it's more clear in the video. Please don't use a pen when you are drawing in your exam or anything like that. It looks very ugly. Okay, a graph is supposed to look very attractive, and a sharp dark pencil will look very beautiful. Okay, so here I have my first constraint. Usually we'll write the whole constraint here, but I have found that if you are a core statistician, yes, please write the whole constraint. It's easier. If you are not, you are an allied student, it usually is very confusing if you don't enjoy maths. So what I am going to do is, I am going to only take the inequality here and I am going to just write it, because that is going to give me clarity. So I am going to just write that. So is it less than or equal to inequality? I have just written that. To understand later, I will tell you why we have written that. Okay, sometimes you don't even write that. You can put number 1, number 2 also if you want. Okay, this is more easier. Okay, the next point, next set of points are here, 0, 600. So I have x1 0, x2 600 is my point, and x2 0, and this is 300. So I am going to draw this line and then we'll continue. Okay, I have finished my second one, and again I am going to write my inequality, which is less than or equal to. This is a very simple question because there are only 2 constraints and both are less than or equal to. So here there are no issues at all in drawing, in proceeding. Okay, the next step is not confusing, it's pretty easy, and I am going to directly show you only the shortcut method. I am not going to confuse you anymore, right? Okay, so this is for allied students, so understanding this is easier. Okay, right, we will continue. You have 2 constraints and both are less than or equal to, and we have finished the diagram. Now we have to find something called as feasibility region. I'm going to write it here and then put an arrow mark later. Okay, now this feasibility region, this feasibility region for a less than or equal to constraint, the region is going to move towards the origin. This is the origin, this fellow is the origin here, 0. Okay, 0, 0, this is the origin. So less than or equal to constraint, the region is going to move towards the origin. Okay, so for both the lines, the region is going to move towards the origin. So if you draw an area common, this is first line is this fellow here. If I draw the area, it's going to be here. The whole this triangle area is feasibility area for that. For the second constraint, this area is going to be the feasibility area. Okay, so if you notice, the common area for the 2 will be this area. This area will be the common area. How? If you draw the lines, it's going to be like draw. If you're going to draw the lines, and then if you're going to draw the lines, this area, sorry, my line is very bad, right? So this area will become the feasibility area. This is the common area, is called the feasibility area. An area which satisfies all the constraints, all the conditions, both the lines it satisfies. So this area is called feasibility area. Here, the other way to look at it is if both are less than or equal to, then from 0, you take the empty area. The area, it just comes here, it hits this point, it moves here, it hits this point, it moves here, hits this point and comes down. So this area becomes my feasibility area. So here we are going to see from here onwards, empty, 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 I hit 2 lines. So this becomes my border. So this border line is my feasibility area. This is my feasibility region. Okay. This feasibility region has got A, B, C and D. 4 points. It has got 4 points. So I am going to write the 4 points here. A is 0, 0. B is this 0, 450. C is this point, which is actually a little bit difficult to see. Let me see. This will be somewhere close to 150 and 200. 160, 170, 180. It will be like 180, comma, somewhere here, right? That will be 220. 210 or 220. Yeah, if you do the problem, you can be more approximate, but like I'm looking at the mobile and recording and then doing it, so please don't mind my mistakes. And here of course this point is 300, 0. Okay, so I have I have tried to be more approximate. Thing is, if you have more clarity in the gaps in the value allotted, I have put 50, 50, 50. If you have like 10 or 20, the values will be more clear. So it's 178, 235. It's like very close. That is why I don't prefer actually graphical. Simplex gives you exact values. This is like okay, only approximate. Right, now we are going to substitute these values into the z equation. That is my objective function. So my objective function will become z will be equal to 3 into 0 plus 4 into 0, that will be equal to 0. First value. Second value 3 into 0 plus 4 into 450, 1800. Okay, this becomes 0. 4 into 450, 1800. Yeah. So z, here I need my calculator, otherwise it's going to be tough. Like this will be 3 into 178 plus 4 into 235. That will be equal to. So I have my calculator here. So on 3 into 178 plus 4 into 235, 1474. 1474. Okay, and the last value 3 into 300 plus 4 into 0 is 900. Okay, right, I have got my 1, 2, 3, 4 values, right? Now if you notice, my z is a maximum. Therefore, of the 4 values, whichever is the maximum, this value is the answer. So therefore my solution will be max z is 1800. My x1 becomes 0 and my x2 becomes 450. So this is my solution. The point to remember is the less than or equal to constraint. If it is less than or equal to, the value moves towards origin. Okay, towards origin. If it is greater than or equal to, the value moves away from the origin. It moves in the other direction. So this is a point you have to remember, because these are less than or equal to problems. This is a less than or equal to constraint problem. Our feasibility region is pretty easy. But when you have mixed constraints, now then only the confusion starts. So this is a very basic problem, simple 5-mark question. So LPP graphically.